What's up? What's up? Welcome back to another edition of the Daily Smoke. I'm your boy, Brother
Live.
Ron.
I'm Brother Los.
Brother Black Hand.
Brother
And
Black
we
Cat.
are the
Okay.
Daily Smoke live. How's everybody doing out there today on this wonderful, blessed, beautiful Martin Luther King Day, man?
Right.
Yes,
I
man.
had to work, so
That's what's up.
that was the blessing. I get paid. I had to work for my money today. Everybody else gets it for free.
I feel that.
You know.
I feel that.
But I'm good. I mean, it was good. It was a long fucking day though, because the company that we do the travel for, they were closed today. We got a couple of emails. One due for something for tomorrow, but that was pretty much it. We sat back and I'm like, I'm getting paid to stare at this damn. But one of my coworkers was like, yeah, but we're stuck to the. He said, you know, I'm okay with that, but we're stuck to the phone. If it wasn't because I was stuck to the phone, he said, man, I could be changing my oil and shit, or cleaning the crib, while doing
They
dishes.
gonna pay for it, why not?
You know, because he said, I know an email comes in, I can just go see real quick, but a call. I'd have to have a long ass cord. I can't do that shit. I'm like, yeah.
I think you figured out there's a will, there's a way.
If that's what you want to do, right? I'm good. I mean, it's just Monday. I would have. If it wasn't MLK Day, I would have worked anyway. So
you know what I mean?
You know. So hey,
you got paid for the time that was gonna pass anyway.
Right.
You know the time was gonna pass anyway.
They went by slow as fuck. I was falling
really,
asleep
man?
and shit. I was knocking out and shit because it was boring. It was like rough. And then I tell myself, ain't that crazy? Because then tomorrow it's gonna be like, yo, these motherfuckers don't stop. God damn, like the shit is busy as hell because they will inundate us like with crazy shit. They're all over the world, so they travel everywhere. It's a big ass law firm, so they're always busy sending motherfuckers everywhere.
Right.
Go make that money.
Right.
You know, so that was, that was my day. What about you? What you do? You in parading and shit?
No, man.
You didn't go parading?
I woke up late, man. Like I woke up late, man. I played dominoes all night long with my
4 in the
cousin,
morning,
man.
played dominoes.
And then
To
came
4 in
home
the morning.
You know, we had like we must have had like this overcast that came in. Because I had the worst headache, man.
It rained earlier.
You know, and it was like the change in barometric pressure was so sudden. I guess,
that's how it is here.
It happens sometimes, and that's what happened to me.
Right.
Wiped me out for a minute, man.
And what's crazy is tomorrow's supposed to go up to like 79, 80.
Are you serious?
That's the high for tomorrow.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, tomorrow, and then like high 70s for the next day, and then it starts to go down into the 60s and shit. I think one day there's a little cold front coming in for the end of the week.
Well, shit, man. So,
which is cool.
You know, our day was pretty uneventful, but that doesn't give us a reason not to celebrate the day. So,
how was y'all's day? What did y'all do?
What did y'all do?
Did you go parading?
Yeah.
Did you go
parading? What did you do today to celebrate it?
Did you sit back and reflect on the message that he was sending? What did you do? I think that's what they wanted. The family want people to do. Use the time to learn something, to hear the message that he was given, and then go portray that message.
I feel that.
That's what they would rather you do. Like, you know what? That's all he wanted. He wanted us to get along and shit.
Yeah.
So go meet somebody new today or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You when you lived abroad in Germany, did they celebrate Martin Luther King Day?
There was no Martin Luther King Day.
There was no Martin Luther King Day.
Martin Luther King Day's been around for what? How long? 10, 15 years?
No.
Longer? I don't remember when back when I was in school that was a holiday. I remember when it became a holiday. When I went to school, we didn't get no Martin Luther King Day off when I went to school.
Really?
There was no Martin Luther King Day. In January, all you got was nothing. New Year's. And then you got presidents in February. And that was like that's the first, other than New Year's, that's the first federal holiday after New Year's.
You know what, man? I got a do-it-yourself Bills, lives in Arizona. I don't think they recognize it. I wonder.
I think, you know what? I think I remember when it first came out,
like
they
to
said that they don't recognize
what they takes on
why,
that
why,
is.
Why is that? Why don't they do that?
So listen, y'all.
It's Arizona.
Basically, before we get into the conversation today, we do have to do a couple of formal things. We got to give our recognition of the individuals that supports this platform, and we want to acknowledge them through our sponsorship and commercials. So if we can, first and foremost, if I can remember, we have Bangin' 832 Radio.
832 Radio.
Bangin' 832radio.com. They are supporting homegrown artists that you would be proud to note that they actually putting us on the map.
Right.
You know, they keeping the banner going that Scarface and them brothers, you know, did and everything. So that K Reno's and Murder One still uphold, you know, like they really represent our city, man.
Right. When it comes to
You
music,
know what I mean?
that's what
They
do.
really feel us.
Right.
You know,
That's cool.
they feel us. And so I appreciate y'all still keeping that music going, man. God bless y'all, man, for real.
That boom, 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 doo, doo, doo. That gangster, that real gangster shit.
Hey man,
that UGK.
Hey boy, don't even get me started
You know
on
what I'm saying?
UGK, boy. Man, but next up we got also, speaking of which, homegrown, supporting your homegrown talent. Look at Miss Tamia Anderson. She has
Massage
her
therapist.
own massage company. Like, it's I just can't state, you know, like the level of care and quality you get as a result of her services. You will be surely, you know, in awe of how good you feel, you know?
Right.
My goodness, Tamia's Touch of Care, man. To give it life, get a massage, go to TamiaAnderson.com.
Touch my body.
All right. So then next up, we got the Buy Black Marketplace. It's every first and third Saturday at the Shrine of the Black
12 to
Madonna.
6.
12 to 6, man. And there you can enjoy, I believe, free history classes. You can take part in other things like yoga classes, if that's your thing. They also have things you can look at, different ways of eating. They have different scents. I mean, like scents in terms of like smells, you know. So like it would be really worth your time to go down there and support the Buy Black Marketplace, the Black Vendor Market Book and Art Fair. It's the ultimate pop-up experience. I'm certain you will enjoy yourself.
And you can be a vendor too if you want.
And you can be a vendor if you really want to help them. Yeah, if you know,
sell your stuff.
Hey, if you got something that you want to put out there on the market, man, support these brothers and sisters that support everybody else over at the Shrine Black Madonna. And they'll, you know, I'm sure they'll take care of you. It should be competitive, you know, cost to be able to put yourself there.
Right.
But I mean, it's for a worthy cause, and it'll open you up to a different audience you may not be, you know, familiar with. So yeah, please support the Buy Black Marketplace. All right.
Sure enough.
And then after that, we have our sister over off of Cavalcade.
Puff Pass, CBD, and more.
Absolutely.
4130 and a half Cavalcade here in Houston, Texas.
That's what's
I think it's 77026.
That's
something like that.
Oh man,
and
I can't wait
Tanya
till we
asked
get
me,
that done, man.
Yeah, I'm trying. We're gonna do that. I'm just waiting for the to know that I am off that day, and we're gonna do it.
Oh man,
you know,
that'd be awesome.
It's still,
man.
you know, 2 weeks away, so we're good.
But
yeah,
awesome.
Nice spot. That'll be nice to do something. Hopefully, we get to see a bunch of our viewers come on out.
You know what I mean? Absolutely.
Those from here in Houston, come watch the show.
Yeah. This is what we're gonna try to do, y'all. In the next couple of weeks, we're gonna try to go ahead and bring everything to its, to, you know,
right. We're aiming for the 27th. It's going to be a TGIF episode on the 27th from Passing the More. Like I said, I'm just waiting for the go ahead from over here. And that's going to be planned. I'm sure she won't have a problem with that.
Yeah, man. And then we ask our viewers to come with us, man.
Yeah, come check it out. Come check out the place.
Come
watch it live.
Establishment as well as hanging with us. Yeah,
and like I said, all this shit is legal. It's not. There ain't no illegal stuff here just because it deals with cannabis. This is the healthy part of the cannabis. You know, and if it was illegal, you know, Texas wouldn't let her do that shit.
You know what I mean? Come on. Exactly.
You know? And everybody knows any gas that I know if you live in Houston, you got to get gas, and you've gone into them gas, and they got all that shit there too. You can buy all that stuff there. So he has a whole shop, and she knows all about this stuff, the medicinal part of CBD.
She's very knowledgeable on that stuff.
Yeah, she knows how to heal you. You know. She was part of those MRHs, y'all.
Hey, Joyce Horton West. Yeah, it was like, we all worked over at one point in time.
You know, isn't that crazy?
It's funny how you all end up being in the same circle one way or another, you know? That's very crazy.
You thought you were gone. Next thing you know, like, damn, got like the whole office up in this bitch.
Right. Like,
how the hell we start hanging out?
Right?
How the hell we start hanging out? That was work. You know?
Last but not least, we want to thank us, support the Daily Smoke podcast, the People's Podcast. We have been at this now for over a year,
over a year,
easily.
almost 2 really, but
Almost 2
Wolfden style,
years.
a little over a year.
A year now, man. You know,
We're getting there. We're growing. We're getting there.
if y'all really, want to show how much you really appreciate us in our programming and the extra shows we're going to be bringing soon, which are the Taboo Tuesdays as well as the Long Live the Art Thursdays, and we're keeping Vanessa's show going at least monthly,
once a month.
so far. Talk about it Thursday,
the happiest
man.
holiday.
Like, so show us love, man, and if you can, donate to us at TDS Daily Smoke. It's TDS Smoke.
Dollar
right?
sign TD Smoke.
Dollar sign TD Smoke.
Yeah,
that's
Cash
it.
App.
That's it. That's it. That's it.
And that helps, or if not, just share our content. Keep putting the word out there about this great show of ours that you enjoy. Again, always much love for your support. And hey, just send us, just tell us how we're doing. If anything, go to the website, an email, give us a little critique, see what we're doing wrong, what we're not. If we're doing everything okay, then hey, thank you. Dollar sign TD Smoke. Show some love.
So, before we go into, talking about, the significance of today, is I have to ask y'all a question, man. Who do you want to win? The Buccaneers or the Cowboys?
Come on, man. You really gonna ask me that shit? You really gonna ask me that shit?
Like,
when I tell you that if Sterling was playing the Cowboys, I'd be on Sterling's side rooting for them to beat them. See, I'm with Brady today. I'm with Brady today, boy.
I need Brady to show up tonight.
It won't matter if they lost because them boys in the playoffs anyway. So
Dallas in the playoffs anyway.
Yeah, they're already in. So
whether they lose or not,
I think they've secured a spot. So this game it's just the last game of the season for them. But yeah, so they got a good chance though, man. I'll give them that. They got a good chance. They finally put something together there. I guess Jerry Jones leaving them boys alone, let them play football.
That's what's up, man.
So we'll see. Either way, I don't give a fuck. Like I say, fuck Dallas. Yeah, I'll root for your high school team against them. You know what I'm saying? Man. Fuck that.
Yes, man. Yes. What's up with you, brother Black Hands? What's a good word, good man?
First grade day.
Yeah. How was what was going on your day?
I couldn't leave my neighborhood.
Why you couldn't leave your neighborhood?
MLK.
So
he was right in the middle of the parade. You might as well just walk out there and watch the parade.
For real.
For
real.
Yeah, but the goddamn parade is goddamn during the day.
MLK, not just MLK,
they still out there now acting a fool.
Yeah, it's just certain days. Next thing it's like certain Sundays or whatever. They got everything blocked off, but people just want to do shit. I'm like, why you block this Sunday? Why is everything blocked off?
Because they got something going on.
Them little car shows and all that.
You know what I remember MLK to be as a kid? I remember MLK being a day off from school with barbecue.
Right.
That's you know what I mean? That's like my earliest memories of MLK Day, man. It was always like a day off from school and barbecue, man.
See, I remember it. I mean, later on, for me, like I said, going to school, we didn't have MLK. That wasn't one of our holidays.
Really?
Yeah, that just didn't exist. They'll get there sooner or later.
I don't know, man.
So we'll see.
What's interesting is, like, I remember, Public Enemy made that song called "By the Time I Get to Arizona," protesting, state of Arizona not recognizing MLK Day, which they have the right to do so.
It's the state, they can do that shit if they want.
It kind of painted them in a picture to be, not only is this a traditionally red state also, but make them seem like they racist, right?
Right.
And I'm not saying that there is not a lot of racism in Arizona. That's in particular my favorite state.
Really?
Yeah. And like I love like me and my element, Phoenix. Me and my element, Phoenix.
You like that?
Yeah, I'm right
Western
there.
shit.
Oh yes. That
scenery.
Oh yes.
Just
man,
nothing.
It portrays it almost makes them look like they're racist. Right? I'm not saying that they're not, and I'm not saying that they are. Just on my experiences on multiple occasions, I never had to be aware of that.
Right.
I didn't.
Right.
Like I was engaging people, talking with people, laughing with people.
Now, was that something that the people of Arizona voted for, or the state just made it? We're not going to recognize that federal one.
I don't know, man.
You know,
I don't know how they did
because I
it.
could see if the vote would have been more people would have wanted it,
Yeah.
then then that racist stuff is like with more falling in line with what you're saying. Where I never had to deal with it. It's because most of the people here were okay with having MLK. The government said no, we're good with that one. So that made them. That's why I'm saying if it was a vote, the people, if they did want it, or maybe they didn't, that's why they don't have it, or was it the government that just imposed it on them? Like, no, we're not recognizing this shit.
I always remember, man, the state of Arizona when this was all being, they was trying to hash out the details, federal holiday, day off, all that kind of stuff. When Arizona was saying, no, like we don't want to recognize this as a federal holiday. I don't know what their reasons were for them not wanting to do that. I don't know. But all I'm saying is, if it was racial in nature, I didn't see that anywhere.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Right,
and
right.
I was in different spaces.
So what?
You know what I mean? I was in different spaces, man.
Yeah, so that's cool.
Yeah.
Do what they want. That's the state.
But God bless. Absolutely.
Maybe it was because there's already enough holidays, and I don't need my people to work. I gotta get them out there to work.
I don't know, man.
I already get too many goddamn days off.
I mean,
we're not trying to give away free money.
We used to get Columbus Day off.
Right.
We used to.
It's not even Columbus Day no more. It's
not Columbus Day no more.
No, it's American Heritage, Indigenous People Day, something like that. It's like, hey, look, we'll give you a holiday for killing 90 million of y'all.
That's
for you, bro. Because I think the story was from way back. The only reason there's a Columbus Day is because we had St. Patrick's Day, not as a holiday, but celebrated St. Patrick's Day and some other ones. And Italian people wanted a holiday, so they made Columbus Day a holiday. It's like
everybody got to be at the table.
Because in all reality, why would you give a dude that had nothing to do with this chunk of land a holiday? Because you would only be giving him a holiday because he found this side of, when he ran into this side of the island. He didn't find it. People were already here. You can't discover me if I'm watching you get off your boat to come to the shore. I'm already here, nigga. So, but that's why they did that shit.
That's Brother Los's revolutionary side coming out of it.
90 million.
That's his radical side coming out of it.
So that means in my half, you know what? It was 90 million. Half of me, I only did 45 million of them. Because, the other 45 were me getting killed. Because I'm both. You know what I'm saying? If that's what they say, the number is 90 million. That's the genocide they committed over here. Because I'm both, so I'm only responsible for 45 million.
Oh, bro, you silly. You silly.
But I still killed 45 million too, though.
You silly. Depending on which side you identify with.
Right. Depending on the side I identify with.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
So y'all just come over here and said y'all got to
go.
Man, we're taking all your shit.
I know we're gonna talk about like the Martin Luther King Day, and we will. I promise y'all. And there's nothing controversial about it. I promise you at all. It's just gonna be more of just a kind of a round table conversation. But there is something I'd like to take some time on the air in front of other people. I want to hash something out with y'all, man. Like, I didn't tell y'all this, but something messed me up this weekend. And y'all was there when it happened. Man, when I found out that dude across the street died,
yeah, my man died.
That really knocked me off.
Yeah, remember when we talked about how they were doing all that, then people with the guitars?
Will you tell them, the audience what was going on? Well, set the stage, man.
I got a neighbor across the street. They're Cuban, refugees, not even refugees anymore because they're citizens, but they live across the street. They always having parties, and then dude was becoming a santero, which is part of the santeria that they do. You have to wear all white for like a whole year and shit. Dude was cool, I remember he got the girls some ice cream and everything one time, but anyways, dude been looking, I thought he got COVID because from here I'm like, damn, dude looked like thin. And one day his brother took him for a walk. When I looked, I'm like, damn, he looked like when my dad looked like when he died, like, damn, something wrong with dude. And so then all of a sudden that one day they had all them people there, and that was pretty much what the lady told me what they were doing. They were trying to pray to help him get better. That's why they put him in that water and was dunking him in that. And he looked better. He looked way better. And then
Can we stop right there for 1 second? So to give so that you all can have some kind of understanding of what's going on. One of the sessions was when I came over here. There were a lot of people
with
in like
cars and everything
in the front yard and like in the parking lot, and it was this loud music, and you could hear people in there playing like hitting like the drums or what have you, and shaking whatever instruments that it was.
And those were all
And-
prayers.
and-
Those were
Right, right. And that's what I'm trying to get them to, brother. And I'm like, when you listen to the music that they were singing. Los could pick up some of it. It was in Spanish,
but you could hear it
but it
talking
was
about
pretty.
Jesus and some other stuff they talked about, and it was pretty nice. It was all in rhythm and everything.
You know, I mean, unless most of us understood Spanish, we didn't know what was going on.
Right.
But I mean, if you're listening, like, this is pretty. And then I remember they brought the dude out, and he was like in all white and everything, like someone was about to get baptized.
That's
or
what
whatever.
it looked like, because they put him in some tub, and they because afterwards I noticed they were throwing out water. And that's why I knew. I said that's what was going on, because we couldn't see. Remember, the car was in the way, so we couldn't see the tub. But that's exactly what they were doing. And I don't think it was so much he was getting baptized. I think they were trying to, they were praying for him to get better.
See, that's the thing. We didn't know that at that time.
We weren't sure what was going on.
At that time, we thought you said
We thought he was going. That was his goodbye, because they knew he was going to die.
No. This started actually. You thought that he was dressing in white for so long that he was going through the rite of passage so he could be like a minister or a shaman.
That's
or
exactly
something
what he
or
was
whatever.
doing, to be a santero.
Okay, and then immediately he showed up sick.
After a while, all of a sudden he got sick.
And then when we was looking, we was like, man, what the hell is going on over there? What they doing over? And we started making jokes about all that kind of shit. We didn't know really why they was doing what they was doing at the time.
We thought more of they were doing that santera stuff.
You're like, oh Lord, they doing some
over there,
black magic shit.
taking some bones and throwing them out like, ooh, okay.
That's what we thought.
That kind of shit.
But then when you told me the other day.
Yeah, I talked to his wife the other day. I had some mail that came here for them, and when I took it to her, she told my husband died. And she told me the story. He had got gut cancer. It went into his stomach and then went down into his colon. And then she was telling me, like, because I said, I saw that y'all were doing something. She said, no, that was like a big prayer session we were doing for him, because he looked like he was getting better. I said, you know what? I noticed that he looked a little bit thicker than what he did that day. And then she said, but then they said something about if we could get him an operation to give him a little bit better quality of life, even though it wasn't going to be much life to have, but just to give him some, she thought, okay, I could at least do that for my husband, get him a little bit better. He's going to die because the shit is deep. So right after they did that, he died. So she was like, I might have been better off not giving him the operation.
Man.
But I was like, man,
it's crazy because I remember seeing that dude before any, illness or whatever.
Right.
And like, you used to bring it to my attention and have me down and laughing like, well, look at how he dressed or whatever.
Yeah, because he was dressed up in a baseball
just young
uniform.
money. You know what I mean? Just young money. I mean,
they got a million cars over there.
Killing his own style. You know what I mean? Got money. They good people, man.
Right.
But when you
he died on the first of December. She said
that set me back for a second, man.
That's crazy. Just like Big Man, the big dude.
Set me back.
George.
Yeah.
My neighbor over here, he died a little while ago. That hit Dexter. That hit Dexter real hard.
Yeah.
Because he would come home every day. They both get home at the same time around 4 something, and they would sit there. And the old man smoked. I don't think he smoked in the crib, and neither did Dexter. So they'd sit there talking about their day, having a few cigarettes, having a few shots. And that was Dexter's thing every day. When dude died, he was like shocked. Like, what? He couldn't believe that shit. That hit him hard.
In my own neighborhood, man, I see differences where, like, actually, about a week ago, one of my neighbors came and hugged me, and we were talking, and I said, what her name is, I said, you've known me since I was this high. She was like, I sure have.
Right. She's been there all that long.
You know what I mean? And she's still there, And I'm like, wow, man, like, when those people start moving on, and then someone else moves in to that home,
you wonder what happened to what. Well, most of the time you would know, because if she knew you that long, they would tell you that the reason that house is vacant, somebody died.
Right, that kind of stuff happens. Someone passes, or someone has to go into an old folks' home,
right,
or something like that. But if you'll start seeing those changes, man, and you'll be like, wow, look at how time is just moving on. You know what I mean? It's making the stage for new memories now,
Right,
new
right.
experiences.
That shit is crazy. That's a little too
Man,
close for me. Like, damn, bam, bam. Like, yo, keep walking, nigga. Don't come over. Don't even look this way. Keep going. I got a long way to go, please. Yeah, that shit was crazy. I was like, damn, my man died. Like, fuck.
yeah, man. That was a wake up call. Well, not a wake up call. I'm gonna start getting calls.
No,
It
no,
wasn't a wake up call. It was just a
no,
reminder.
just the thing, like,
It was a reminder, man.
right? To see somebody all the time and see we're over here, entertaining ourselves with dudes.
Yeah.
Like that. That's fucked
Yeah,
up.
man.
you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's
Yeah.
what happened to me. I got intestinal cancer.
That's
It went
right.
into his stomach and then down into his colon. He got bad. And yeah, I told her, I said, yeah, when I saw him walking, he reminded me of my dad. I'm like, man, I remember Pops was looking like that. He was gone very fast after that. So I thought maybe dude is that. Like I said at first, I thought he got COVID. Because I saw him come home one day and when he got out the car, the way he was moving, I'm like, dude probably got COVID real bad. Because he's moving kind of funny, like I can tell he's sick, and that's the other thing that gets me is like, did you find out that you got that shit and then started? Because that's how I see it. Once you know you got cancer, your mind will fuck with you, man, and you'll till you're gone.
I've always wondered.
I've always
that,
thought
Lois.
that, man. That's why I used to always say,
always wondered that.
when I get older, I will tell my doctor, dude, don't ever tell me I got cancer. Just make me go do whatever I got to do, but don't say
always
those
wondered
words
that,
to me,
Lois.
because everyone I've known, they're like we are right now. Next thing you know, they tell you the next day, yo, man, I got cancer, and 3 months later, these motherfuckers
They're like,
gone,
gone,
or look real
deteriorate.
bad, like. It's like your mind fuck with you. It's like, oh, I got cancer.
Man.
It's almost like your brain gets that signal in its head, and the cancer cells like, now, okay, now we can thrive in this shit. Because
Stage 4, you pretty much
right, yeah. Once you get that far, you're done.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that's crazy, man.
cancer, they can catch them in the very beginning. Oh, you just region. Okay, yeah, let's take care of this.
I always say too,
We
when
need
you
to
cut
do more
somebody
cancer
open,
awareness on this platform.
we sure do.
Man. We really do. We need to do more cancer
Right.
awareness. Because matter of fact, everybody in this room has been touched by cancer.
last year,
You know?
I was trying to do something for when it was breast cancer month, but I forgot what month it was, so I didn't get to put nothing up, because we do always represent these things and try to do what we do.
What it's called?
Isn't it
Breast cancer.
breast cancer, breast cancer, titty cancer. Put it better, We got to
It's called,
support.
Lois.
We got to support that. breath cancer. That's in my Puerto Rican English.
Okay, I'm chill. All right.
Yeah.
So anyway, man. Yeah, man. But yeah, I think we should really do more in that area, man. Going on to our top point of discussion, man. What are your earliest memories of Martin Luther King in your life? Like, when was the
know it
first
was in
time you
school.
heard the name?
Probably in school somewhere.
Really?
Yeah, because I was old enough to when he was around, but I wasn't paying attention to TV like that. It's like same thing with Kennedy. I wasn't around then. I came right after.
Right.
But you saw the things and you heard about it. But for me, Martin Luther King was in school when you knew about it. If I did see some of his speeches because I was alive then,
Yeah.
I don't remember that, or I did sit there and watch it.
Really?
Or it wasn't something that was being played. Plus I grew up in Germany. We only had one channel.
Right.
If they didn't play it, you didn't see it.
Right.
So maybe I didn't see those, but it was in school that would talk always around this. I don't remember it being in January that they would usually talk about that. It was more like in Black History Month, which used to be February. That's when you would hear all the different things. Harriet.
Did they have Black History Month when you were in school?
Yeah, they did have. It was all of February.
Okay.
It was, was it all of February? Or was it like a week?
I just don't know how long the holiday is. That's what I'm asking.
No, it's like it's a whole month though, if I'm not mistaken. But
Right.
I can't remember. I don't remember it being a whole month when I was younger.
Really?
It was like 2 weeks or something, or a week or something. Then it turned into a month, and then they gave the Hispanic one a week.
Yeah.
But I don't remember. But that would have been my earliest recollection. Probably in school somewhere, maybe 6th, 7th grade, maybe a little bit younger, 5th, 4th. They teach that shit now. So in February, when it's that month, they teach you about Harriet Tubman. They teach you about
Right.
Martin Luther King.
Right.
They talk about who else? They talk about. They might mention some musicians and stuff that are famous because they were famous, but older ones that aren't around anymore. You hear about them and stuff like that.
What about you, Bob?
That was his uncle.
Really, I was sitting here trying to think, when did I ever heard about MLK? And I'll have to say that came through my brother.
Really?
Yeah, because I was born in '72,
Okay.
and he was saying something about it's Martin Luther King Day, and I'm like, Martin, I was a little kid, so I'm like, Martin Luther King, who that? And he kind of told me the story, so I was like, wow. He was like, somebody killed him, and he was like,
Mm-hmm.
and he's like, yeah, he fought for you, like he pretty much fought for black folks. So
right, and not just
and
black
that's
folk,
when I
though.
first heard, and then when I went to school, that's when I learned, the details. So,
Now I got a question for y'all. What was it called before it was MLK? The street. It was always MLK from the littlest you can remember. When did Houston make an MLK street? Even when he was born.
I
when he
don't
was
know.
alive? That's what I'm saying.
I don't know.
What was it called before it was MLK?
I don't know. I don't know.
And were you alive from the time it was MLK?
Yeah.
So we'd have to find out when Houston made that renamed that street.
I do remember there was a time when I would see on the news where people
Celebrating
to celebrate another street in a certain city was named Martin Luther King.
Right.
So yeah, I know that's a good question.
So what was it called before it was MLK?
Man. You know what, man? When I first came across King, I had a very, very weird experience, I guess you could say, coming across King, because my dad lived in Atlanta.
So he was around that.
So he moved there in the 80s.
Oh, okay.
So now, mind you, I was born in '74. King was born in what, 60? I mean, killed in what, 68? No,
yeah, like 69 something.
68, 67, some shit like that.
68, 69.
Bobby, can you look it up and see what year King was killed on, man? What year he was killed in? Like I was born in '74, so around '84, I'm 10 years old, and being raised in the hood, or wherever, black, white people, okay, you don't think nothing about it.
You're in Atlanta. That's all kind of.
I mean, so when I moved to Atlanta around '85, at this time, MLK has probably been dead, let's just say
20 years.
You still ain't got it yet, Bobby?
I think it was 68.
68? All right, cool. We'll ride with that. So let's say 68. So you're looking at man, King hadn't been dead long. And in Atlanta, you had something called Forsyth County.
Mm-hmm.
And Forsyth County on the north side, black people just didn't go there. Because you was looking at a very strong presence of the Ku Klux Klan,
of that Dixie flag.
So here I am in Georgia, as a kid in Atlanta, mid '80s. Racism is bad, but violence isn't as prevalent. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's not as prevalent now. But you would get a situation maybe here or there that, somebody get hung, or you hear white people make the joke about it or whatever. But in terms of the violence component, it wasn't there as much.
There as much as it used to be.
It wasn't. But they always moved in such a large number. The Ku Klux Klan, they still evoke some kind of fear.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because you knew exactly what that was.
I remember in Pittsburgh, they had a big rally, a Klan rally, but what they did is they put a fence around the area they were going to be at, and so they put them inside a fence so that the people couldn't mix. Because the people there was a lot of black people down there, and even white people that were protesting the shit like they shouldn't. But it's like, no, they have the right to say what they got to say. So
they have.
That's
right.
why they did it. They said we cannot say no to them. That everyone has this right. If you want to have all black thing, we have to give it to you too. So don't get mad. But yeah, it was a lot of. I remember seeing that on the news a lot back then.
The reason why I had I brought that up was because, one thing that you cannot undeniably deny King he was an exceptionally once in a millennial type of individual.
As far as I've been alive, I don't think I've seen another one like him.
And to be in that kind of environment, that level of violence that my parents, had to endure, your parents had to endure, like for him to do all of that
And tell you that you can't act like that. No violence.
and still hold the standard here
Mm-hmm.
at a time when there was a real division among the black community. Some people in the followers of the Black Panthers and Marcus Garvey and Malcolm X and Elijah Muhammad, they didn't think nothing about retaliating.
Mm-hmm.
They're not gonna start it,
Right.
but we will retaliate.
Right.
And then you have Martin Luther King on this other end that's saying, under no circumstances do you strike back.
Right. Or first.
That's a hell of a standard.
They sit and people still follow it, knowing that, man, I just got fucked up by these dudes. I should be able to do something back.
So, it's a hell of a
that's
standard.
that's a hell of a communicator, boy. Get that in your head. But you understood what he was trying to do. So and it's like, hey, look, if we act like them, they're really not going to give us what we want.
You know
so
what
we
he did?
cannot act like them.
And when he did that, Brother Los, you know what he did? He elevated the entire consciousness of a people.
Right.
And when I say a people, I'm not talking just black people. I'm not talking just white people.
Anybody that
I'm not talking about if they was in America.
Right.
I'm not talking about if they was in, Bangkok, Thailand.
Right.
I'm not talking about if they was in Argentina. Like, if you are to meet in any form resistance, don't use violence.
Right. Oh,
That is elevating
right.
the consciousness. That's like force starting
Right, 'cause
morality.
but it's not going to do shit.
You know what I
You
mean?
fighting back is not going to do shit. But what's going to happen
That's
is,
deep, man.
and because you're fighting
That's
something
deep.
that's superior than you, what's going to happen is you're going to get wiped the fuck out. Is what's going to happen. So don't fight back as much as you want to. Don't.
But
Eventually they're going to be like, damn, why these motherfuckers don't fight back?
but Gandhi used it as a strategy. But Martin started using it as a moral standard.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And when you look at King, like, just be like, let's.
What you find out, Bobby? What you find out?
Oh well, yeah. Martin Luther he died in '68.
It was 68.
Now, as far as the question you asked, when did they actually name MLK Boulevard? But now that'll be in '77.
Wow,
So y'all were alive. So there was a different street.
I was
Right.
7 years old.
What was the name of the street?
Mm-hmm.
They didn't tell you?
Until
Wonder what the street was named.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so they named it MLK. Just about every urban city in this country has a goddamn MLK Boulevard.
And almost every city that's named MLK in this country is one of the most violent, drug
Right.
But that's not funny.
It's
That's
not
really
funny,
not
but
funny.
it's fucked up.
That's
you
not
know, put
funny.
it there. This man preached no violence.
That's not
Put
funny.
somewhere violence exists.
Like that's showing you the consciousness of the people.
Right.
I guarantee you right now, if you go to any place, such as, let's say you in Italy, and you go to any type of monument celebrating the life of Caesar, that shit is well taken care of.
Right.
It's very well taken care of.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you go to Saudi Arabia and you can't go do your journey and your travels or whatever, anything named after the prophet is treated with reverence.
Right.
Because this is something different. You know what I mean?
It's just like the shit we got in D.C. Kennedy's tomb and shit and all.
Look, you know what I mean? That's very
really
well
dirty.
taken care of.
That shit is like clean.
That stands for something.
Mhm.
And for his life to be fighting exactly against that, and that's exactly what predominantly marks MLK throughout the nation. That's unfortunate.
All right.
That's heartbreaking to be honest.
I mean, it's like, well, hey, we just put it where the black people live.
You know what I mean?
It just happened to be violent there. I mean, it would be cool if you named it one of your downtown streets after this, man, where you take care of that shit.
Man, let me ask you this. How cool is it? And heartbreaking at the same time. Man, your dad or your son or your brother, your father, was this individual that like shifted trajectory of the whole planet.
Mm-hmm.
That's your dad.
You know, isn't that crazy?
You know what I mean?
To know that, you know,
That's your dad.
and know he died because of that shit.
That's your husband.
You know, that's your brother.
That's your brother.
Mm-hmm. He's doing
You know
that
what I mean?
shit. Right. I guess that's how people nowadays, cousins and brothers and moms and dads and famous motherfuckers, you know, that's how they feel. You know,
Man,
that's how, would that make you feel like, man, I ain't shit. I can't do something like my brother did. I can't be that smart or something, or I can't come up with some shit to help people. If you don't do shit like that,
I think that'll only bother you when you not doing what you're supposed to be doing in life.
right? Right. And I guess that's when it would get you.
If you're doing what you're supposed to be doing in your life, that's not gonna bother
You
you.
wouldn't even be thinking about that.
That's not gonna bother you.
Yeah.
That's cool. And I think it's kind of like American capitalism. Like, I'm sure Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk, they all want to be, you know, rich or whatever, but that wasn't their prime motivator. Like, they didn't care about the fame and all that. They was trying to get money.
That's
And
right.
they provided a service.
Right. They wanted their service to be the best.
You know
so
what I
they could
mean?
get all the money.
And as a result of being committed to that product, they now make these demands on the market because they can.
Yeah, right.
Good for you. You know what I mean? Good,
That's right.
good for you.
They know how capitalism works
Hey,
very well too.
absolutely. It'll work for you if you work it.
Right.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But yeah, man, today I would have loved to have met King, man. My problem with King though is like it's hard to teach a person to this very day. It's hard to teach a person to not defend themselves.
I know.
It
That's just
almost
human
seems
nature.
criminal.
It does, because that's human nature. You fuck with me, I'm gonna fuck with you back. The reaction at the moment is gonna be retaliate or defend
what I mean?
myself. I'm not just gonna sit there and defend myself and take it. You know, I'm gonna fight back at some point.
You know what I mean?
You know, but you know, yeah, and then get hit upside the head with a pole from the behind.
See, that's crazy.
But I see
man.
that, you know, that plus he was a reverend, so I can see him. That's where he getting that from. Like, no, don't fight back. There's no reason for that. You know, Jesus does say, turn another cheek. Just keep going. We'll get to them. We'll get to them. Have they now in the 20s? Have they asked the question to anyone? Are we living his dream? Do you think we're living his dream now? We're
Yes.
close to it.
Yes.
We're probably surpassed what he was thinking.
Yes. I personally do. And I think I think personally, this is me. I think we are living his dream because he could only see so far as people interacting and engaging each other, right?
Right.
But now
We can interact with people everywhere.
we're interacting with the world by way of the internet.
Right. That's a lot of
You know what I mean?
Right.
So like, yeah, your dream was, hey man, black men, white women, white men, black women, Mexicans, don't all of that just don't matter no
Nothing
more.
matters.
We just all
We're people.
we just here. We you know, the basis of your character. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah.
Well, we're I would say we're there. Shit.
Right, we're
Look
there.
at the internet.
That's why I say I think we might be surpassed what he saw.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah, 'cause
I don't
he
think
couldn't see
he could
this.
never have seen
You could have
this.
seen this right
Never,
here.
never,
Not in the
never.
60s. You could have seen this.
Never. And how many times you didn't call and spoke to someone from, you know, India?
Right?
You know what I mean? How many times?
That shit wasn't that easy back then.
Period. You know what I'm saying? How many times you spoke? It's nothing for you not to hear someone with an Irish accent.
Right.
It's nothing for you not to turn on your TV.
Right.
And then you see like these Nigerian stations on your TV.
Right.
It's nothing for you
Even
now.
just go through your phone, you see stuff
On your
in
phone.
that language.
You
At
know what I'm
that, where you
saying?
don't understand
You
what the
get
fuck
mail
they
order
say.
brides from across the
Right.
globe. you can get anything from
Right?
across the
Anywhere,
globe.
yep.
You know what I'm saying?
And track that shit all
And
the
I
way to
don't
your
condone
house.
sex trafficking, by the
You
way.
know?
But there are cases where you can buy a wife. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, okay. No,
you know what I mean? Like you can, they can be from.
but they
can
got
be
the
from
legal
check.
ones where you can.
That's what I'm talking
they
about.
talk about
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like
you know?
it doesn't matter. Like King's thinking is black and white. We're gonna get along. We're saying, man, the internet got us ordering check chicks.
Right.
That's all I'm saying.
We getting along.
We getting along real good. You know what I mean? So for real, man.
Along, goddamn.
Hey, man. So yeah,
like shit.
I think for that point, I think now, now we better look at some of his, you know, I guess to get to know the man better, man. Now we can focus more on some of his deeper writings, like
right.
You know what I mean? We can stop being so reactionary now. We can really delve into the man.
Get into what exactly, you know, because we're living it. So let's try to keep it right.
Yeah, man.
You know, let's see if this is what his vision was. You know, and although he could never see this far.
Tell you, man.
You know, but
I
think we're living that. You know, that's why that one movie, that Year 1 Million. I'm like, I'm not even trying to watch that shit. That shit's gonna piss me off, because if it's Year 1 Million, we're still driving cars, I'm gonna be mad.
you know, with King,
like,
man,
shit.
like, not only did he tell you to resist, which calls for restraint, but he also told you to love him, and that's now you being more of the aggressor, not aggression in terms of like I'm gonna hurt you and all that.
Right.
It's just like you're moving forward. Because if I tell you don't strike back, then you're always blocking or you're retreating.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just period. But like if I tell you now you have to love them, you can't strike back.
Right.
But not only that, you are going to actively try to appeal to them.
Right. Make them like you. Let them know that, man, I love you, man.
King
I'm not trying to hurt you.
King
That's
was
something
deep,
else.
man.
Yeah, that's
King was deep.
But see, and like what we just done here today is what they, when it first became a holiday, I remember they said this is what you're supposed to do today.
Amen.
You know, reflect on him and
Amen.
What he was trying to tell you. You know, right now, like I said, we're living that, so we don't even thought that this is what we're living, exactly what he wanted to do. But we're past, we're way past it. You know, so even though even then, there's still that bullshit here in this country.
It is.
You know what I'm saying?
But I think pre-King versus post-King, I think we are a much more of a perfect union as a result of King and his philosophy and how the United States, you know, was involved with not only his platform or for the theater of the conflict, but it also became the architects of his demise. Right. That's another conversation.
Right.
You know what I mean? But still, like he would have never had that kind of platform in India.
Right.
Not King.
No.
On the behalf of black people.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Plus
you have to be here in America.
Plus he's taking, it's not that they were, you know, it was given to you, so he's taking the words that you wrote that says these people got rights.
He's appealing
and
to
trying to tell you, like, yo, you say we can do this, but why can't people that are this color do that? I thought we were all people. You know, make them think about that. And then it's like, yeah, no, that had to drive them crazy when they would probably thought the first time, like, yeah, just go over there and just bash their heads. It'll be a big old fight and then we'll be justified. And when nobody fought back, they were like, man, these mugs don't fight back. They're making it look bad. You know, we're going in there busting heads and shit, water cannons and shit.
When you saw those black people and women, I should say black people and women, those, you know, women and all of those individuals of different nationalities, primarily black people, on camera back in the 60s, what was happening was, if these people didn't respond with aggression, then now we're able to see the brutality of the aggressor.
Right. I mean, these people ain't doing shit.
They're not doing anything, and you're still behaving just that way, right?
Right. And
Elijah Muhammad was trying to tell him, hey, man, you're dealing with an irredeemable people. From day one, they have fought, and to this very day, they fight.
They're gonna fight.
This is what they do. And that hit home with a lot of people.
Right.
What changed the game, and I know we gotta go, y'all. What changed the game was when the people did not respond with violence, and the people were responding towards them with violence. If you saw any reduction in the level of aggression towards Black people, you were now starting to see that they can be redeemed.
Right. Right.
Because you're appealing to their level of civility, their consciousness, their spirit, their being, their fundamental who they are when they were babies before the world screwed them up.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
If you continue to behave violently towards a people that is not being violent towards you, then everything that the minister Elijah Muhammad said is absolutely correct.
Right.
But when we saw your behavior change in behavior, we knew now we was dealing with a social condition rather than something that was innate that you were just born with.
Right. Right.
So we knew being a devil could take many colors.
Right. Sure enough.
We knew it then.
Yep.
We knew
Sure
it
enough.
then.
That's crazy.
Love
What
that,
about
man.
that,
Thank
right?
you, Dr. King. And
Anyways, thank y'all for
Thank
joining
y'all.
us. Another edition of the Daily Smoke Live. Make sure you tune in on Wednesday. We got guests on
Yes.
Wednesday. We got guests
Yes,
on
we got
Wednesdays.
AK Realty coming to the show. They're going to hang out with us. How to escape the plantation is the title of their show,
okay,
man.
Last time it was how to buy back your hood. Buy back your hood.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
this time
man.
is how to escape the plantation.
Yeah,
You
man.
know? See, that was on the plantation this morning all day.
Hey, man, I just want to say, man, before we go, hey, man, it's a real honor and a pleasure to be with my other two, my brothers, positive Black brothers. We're also, celebrating Dr. King's Day today, and it's just a real honor to be here with you guys, man. And I don't take it for granted at all, under no circumstances.
Oh,
Thank
dude,
y'all so much, man.
this show wouldn't go without you.
Thank you so much.
Right.
Thank you. I will not interrupt, I promise, man.
No, but yeah, so anyways, thank y'all for joining us. Like I said, much love for your support. Check us out, www.dailysmoke.com, THA Daily Smoke. Thank you, Mama. And you should have called in, or chatted some more with us, Hey, bring us some topics, come to the show. Make sure y'all check out the website. And don't forget $TD Smoke. Help us out, bring you better content and get, we're almost done with the technical difficulties. They almost gone. We almost exterminate them. So anyways, thank y'all for joining us as always. Tune in Wednesday for we got special guest. I'm Brother Los.
I'm Brother Ron.
Brother Blackhand.
Brother Blackhand on the cam as always, and we're out.
Peace.